Welcome back, everybody. Stoner Jesus Show on the video chat. We have Hung Young Terrarist, aka Tokyo Cunt Punch, which I have to admit is one of the better AKAs if you're if you're looking for that category. Welcome to the show. How are things in your life? How are things going with all this coronavirus stuff? How are you, your family members, all that?
First of all, thanks for having me.
Of course.
This is really cool. Thanks. I saw that you subscribed to my channel, so I feel really cool. Thanks for following me on Twitter. We'll see how long you can do that because I tend to put all my inner thoughts and feelings, and I don't think that's what
Hey,
Twitter's for.
absolutely.
But things are, I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm still alive. I don't know anybody close to me that's been hit by this thing, but my friend's cousin, who's a nurse in Long Island, just got it. And I'm seeing people on Facebook. Are you in New York?
No, I'm by Cincinnati.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know, man. This shit is it's just such a Twilight mind fuck. Um, it's weird. I sometimes I'm like really scared I'm gonna die, and like I feel like I need to run to my parents. You know, they live like a half an hour from me, but my mom's trying to get me to hunker down with them, and I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to self quarantine long enough to be able to go see my old parents and not worry about killing them. You know, I get lonely and then I want to see a friend and then it's like I need to wait another 14 days before I can go hang out with them. So,
Yeah, it's definitely a incredibly weird time. Um, Basically doing the same thing here. Where you take it day by day. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't really plan for anything. You just take it as it comes, and you wake up the next day, be grateful, and move on with it, and try to get it done. You do a lot of different things. You're a rapper, a comedian, a former cult member. How would you describe yourself to people who may be watching this who have no idea who you are? Well, give them, I guess, a flavor of who you are.
I know. I almost feel like I'm quite this is probably not the best thing to say, but that's me. I just feel like I'm kind of a little bit of a joke. Because like I joined this cult. I don't, I think I don't know if I'm even human. I feel like the aliens might be playing a joke on me. Um, I joined the cult when I was a little girl thinking I was going to be able to like have superpowers and like walk through tables and stuff. I would sing. My mom, my mom gave me a guitar when I was like 10 and I wrote songs and comedy. Wasn't trying to get into comedy. I tried to resist it, but then I was, where did you go? I don't even see your face anymore.
I'm still here. I just flipped you
Oh,
to a different to the full
okay.
screen.
Yeah, but I don't see your face, so that's weird. I don't know. I have a hard time answering questions directly sometimes, even though I'm not high or drunk right now because I'm still floating on a little bit of whiskey that I drank very late last night. But I do music, I do comedy. The comedy was for the sex work 'cause I got into sex work, and I needed to talk about that and sort of make it funny to heal the pain of it.
Yeah.
And then, like, from all the years of meditation, I have this weird, freakish ability to sort of remove myself from a situation and compartmentalize everything. So it's almost sometimes I feel like I'm watching myself from outside of myself, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And it's like, wait, you're supposed to be traumatized about these things, or this is, you're supposed to be ruined. Um, but I still keep going. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes that's what you got to do. Do you find that weed is helpful? I know it's different for a lot of people. Is it something that helps you cope with a lot of stuff?
I really like it. I did too much of it for like about 10 years. I was late to the game because, I was in this cult and we weren't supposed to do any drugs or anything. So I didn't even smoke weed until I was like 25. And then I smoked weed all day, morning through night, like wake and bake. I smoked 5 times a day. I did a spliff. I roll what I call princess joints, which is a teeny bit of like Marlboro Lights in there to just give it a kick. And wow, that was like my favorite. But then after 10 years, I was just like smoking to get to like regular. And I was like, I'm not even getting high anymore. So I had to stop. So now I just kind of do it socially. And when I do it, it's great, but it's just never as good as it is in those first couple years, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you
But
first
it
started
does,
smoking, did you get
yeah.
high? Because I know a lot of people just don't. They say they don't get high the first time. What was your first time like?
Um, I felt like it had been a secret that was kept from me, and that like it was the answer to everything. you know, I was I went crazy with it. It was a really great tool for creating things, maybe less coherent things, but it definitely popped open a whole new world of everything for me. And yeah, I think it definitely is a gateway drug. And I don't really know what gateway means except that it leads to other things. But once I did that, I was like, okay, let's check out DMT, let's check out LSD. I didn't do a lot of those things, but yeah, to me, it's not that you know, it's not that serious.
Yeah. There's a that Netflix documentary. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm definitely going to watch it called Holy Hell. If people want to check it out. What was like your daily life like inside a cult? What was what led you to it, and what was like being in it?
My big sister, who's my half sister, she's like 14 years older than me, so she got pulled into it by her best friend, and then her best friend, well, and then she pulled me into it. So my big sister is like 14 years older than me. So I was like 6 when she was in it, and she was 20. And then I was sort of being groomed for it. By age 10, I was like meditating to Enya and stuff. And then by 14, they initiated me over the phone, because they started in LA and then they went to Austin. And I have a really weird view about all of it, which is probably why I didn't make the cut in the disciples, that sort of like the 8 main characters of the documentary, because I look at it with probably too much humor for the point of view that the director was going for, which was the victimization of the disciples in the cult. But um, yeah, I it was a lot of fun. I don't even know if I would have done things differently. I did leave before it came out that he was fucking the male disciples, because I just got bored and I wanted to pursue a career in music. But I wasn't getting butt fucked. I wasn't, I mean, I was fucking a guy that I really didn't want to, but he wasn't the master or anything. Um, but I do think, actually, I talked to one of that girl. If you see the movie, there's this beautiful girl with black hair that you see her like running her finger in the water and stuff, and she was really gorgeous. She was my sister's best friend, Sophia, and she's actually in town right now. She's coming to pick up her mom and rescue her mom from all this COVID stuff, because her mom's actually needs a little help. Her mom's older and stuff, and lives like in a van and stuff. And so anyway, I told her and her mom should come and stay with me, but again, I can't stop seeing dudes and fucking dudes randomly or whatever. So like, I don't know if I have something for another 14 days. Um, but no, she actually talked to me a lot about everything, and we would spend hours on the phone when I was a teenager in high school, and we would just talk about God, and we would talk about. She just has such a beautiful way about her, but even now she thinks that there was a guy that I lost my virginity to in the cult when I was 19 and he was 43, and she thinks that that is why I'm now slanging puss. She thinks that that kind of fucked me up, because I really didn't want to fuck this guy.
Hmm.
You know, I really didn't want to, but I loved his insides, and I loved what he had to say, what he had to like share in cult speak. So I fucked him, even though it was like I really had to like drop my mind to fuck him, because he just really wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah,
So
I've been trying to get a cult started for a long time, but as you can see, there's nothing going on. And right now, it would be a bad time for cult, I would imagine, with uh with all the coronavirus stuff.
oh,
So
yeah, yeah, this is insane. I swear this is so crazy.
have to start like a video chat cult or something like that at this point. As far as your music goes, we'll start with that. Where can people find that, and what's some of the stuff they can expect from your music?
Um, they can find it at HungYoungTerrarist.com. It's actually on all platforms. The self-titled Hung Young Terrorist record is on Spotify, Tidal, anywhere music is sold, iTunes, and there's music videos on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I also have like 400 other songs like on a SoundCloud. And I think in that record is hip hop, and I think for the next one, if we make it through this apocalypse, I want to do more of like a singer songwriter, jazzy, funky type of album. So, yeah.
Cool. As far as your comedy goes, where did the name Tokyo Cunt Punch come from?
So my big sister hung out with this actor who told her that Tokyo Cunt Punch was like so funny and it should be something. So she started calling me Tokyo Cunt Punch, and she kept calling me that like a couple times. So then I started going to open mics and signing it up with the name, and then I just decided it was really fucking awesome and I liked it. So I kept it. I even auditioned for like a late night thing with it, and the book I changed my name because I was afraid that it would like automatically get me not considered, and the booker was like, "Why'd you change your name? We could have bleeped that out." I was like, "Okay."
Do you have plans to keep doing comedy? Obviously, now all the comedy clubs and everything is shut down, but after all this is done, do you have plans to continue with that as well?
I do. I mean, I really just got started. I'm only 2 years in, and I've been studying it for 7 years and going to shows. But yeah, I really love it. Kind of in a weird spot with the realization that there's a saying that there's more comedy in politics than there's politics in no wait, there's more politics in comedy than there's comedy in politics,
Yeah.
and that sucks a dick. Just dealing with that. I got people like telling me how to act and how to be. It's like you want to get ahead in this business, you have to say shit that you don't mean, and that's not me.
Yeah.
You gotta bow down and like apologize to people that don't deserve it, and I can't do that. So, and yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't know, it's just hard, that element. I didn't know everybody goes through it, but it's crazy. I really thought going into comedy that it was going to be like a place where people just are honest about what the fuck they're going through and shit. And so much of it seems to be, especially in Los Angeles, it's really not about your material. It's really more about who you know, and everybody protects their relationships and stuff. So that's just a bit of a mind fuck, and part of why I kind of want to move to Brooklyn and you know get more stage time. I had to produce my own show to get stage time in LA. I mean, it's insanely difficult out here.
Yeah.
You gotta be you gotta be doing it at least 7 years before anybody starts even to respect you as a comedian. So, yeah.
It's definitely one of the great things about the internet is, at least now there's chances for people to kind of bypass the usual channels and get their name out there and get people seeing their stuff. Is there other places people can find you online? Do you have like the other social media networks and all that garbage?
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually got two. So there's the Tokyo Kun Punch, where you
Mhm.
can tokyokunpunch.com, and that's on all social media. And then the I am Hung Young on Twitter and Instagram. If I want to promote anything, it's the I am Hung Young, IAMHUNGYUNG. Trying to condense everything into that one for Twitter and Instagram. Although right now, doesn't it all seem so fucking stupid?
Yeah, it seems like more of like a distraction. That's why I'm doing more of these shows than ever. It's just something to like kind of get your mind onto something else. But with Twitter, it's the politics thing, and with the coronavirus, like my entire feed is either, hey, this is not a big deal, it's just like the flu, and then the next tweet is we're all gonna die, and then it just alternates back and forth. And I have to get off of it. I have to go do something else. It's it's too much.
Yeah. Are you high right now?
A little bit, yeah, yeah. I try to stay high as much as possible. I mean,
What
I
do you
also have
like?
like I have stomach issues and stuff that I deal with as far as digestion and eating and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the recreational aspects are really coming in handy with all the anxiety and shit that's going on with all this. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
there's a
absolutely.
shop actually just a block away from me. I went there last night because I wanted to be high for this, and I can't actually keep any weed in my apartment or I will fucking smoke it.
Mm,
So I have to really just buy like a small amount when I buy like I'll buy like
mm,
one all-in-one vape, one pre-roll, and then like I'll do that because otherwise I'll be high nonstop. I'll be
mm.
high like I'll smoke when I know that I've had enough. I'll
Yeah,
just fucking keep smoking because I
yeah,
just love the oral fixation of that, you know. But yeah, I wanted to be high for this, but I couldn't get my fucking shit together. I
yeah,
went to there's a store by me like, a block away last night, but they were like just closing. But it's crazy how legal it is out here. I mean, you just go to a website and they just deliver it right to your door. It's like
yeah. Do you have any strains or anything? Any favorite strains that help you out?
I used to be a sativa girl.
Mm,
But then I was like, oh shit, this getting me too in my head. So now I'm a hybrid. But oddly, I don't even know if any of it means anything because sometimes I'll smoke an indica and I'll be so sure it's a sativa and it's like
mm.
an indica. So I don't even fucking know. I don't even. It's like it's a mystery to me. So I just go with the hybrids now because I'm just like
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. What about you? What do you like?
What I can get, it's much less legal here than it is in California. So, but the quality has definitely increased over the last just couple of years, just with legalization elsewhere. I mean, I remember days just driving around town all day, going to this guy's house, going to this guy's house, and finally you get something that looks like it fell off, some brown stuff that fell off a brick, and you're happy with it because that was all you could get. But things are definitely
Damn.
better these days. Those are some rough times, that's for sure.
Yeah. Are they quarantining in Cincinnati? Is everybody doing
Um,
it?
Stay at home, basically. Stay at home orders. Kentucky really hasn't been hit that hard. I'm just across the river from Cincinnati. But yeah, everything is basically grocery stores, pharmacies, gas stations are only things allowed open, all non essential stuff, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. I wear a mask when I go out because I have to get supplies. I have my elderly parents, my family, and stuff, so I'm kind of the designated supply person. So I'm out there. People are doing pretty well. Some people don't get the 6 feet thing. They're not so you got to tell them, kind of where I
Yeah.
would have been kind of polite, and before I'm not polite anymore. I just say, look, you got to back the fuck up. This is I'm not gonna die
Yeah.
because you have fucking space boundary issues.
It's really weird. I was just standing outside a burger joint the other night and it was just like really like awkward because some people they want to get close to you and it's like, bro.
Yeah,
Like and
not now.
it's like you're in a circle and it's like some people are moving and it's like you have to like it's like a game of chess. You're like, I gotta keep my pace in line, but I can't die. Like it's weird.
Yeah,
Oh, look
yeah.
who's here!
Who's that?
Oh, that's Shoshana. She's my baby.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Obviously, everybody go follow you on Twitter and all those places. Before we leave, is there anything you want to tell people? Anything you want to say to your fans? Any final parting thoughts?
um, Not really. Not really. I've got really nothing to promote at this moment. I'm working on creating a podcast called Inside the K-hole, but it's a ways away. I might look into this whole VFX thing you got going on.
Yeah, it's
See
definitely
what the best
video's never
is.
anything I thought that I would do when I started podcasting more than 10 years ago. It was always like audio, radio, theater of the mind, all that jazz. But here I am doing video with graphics, and now my show, as I like to say, looks better than a lot of late night shows now that everybody's stuck at home. So
Yeah, it looks great. Have you just started doing the video because of COVID, or were you always doing the video
and I
like
started in
this?
2017, basically because that's where a lot more of the viewers were, and I could get on Periscope, where I have a lot of followers on Twitter. So it's basically a necessity thing of getting the show in front of more people. But it's worked out. It's not bad.
Super cool.
Awesome. I am Hung Young on Twitter. Hung Young Terrorist. Thank you for being
Thank
on the
you so
show.
much.
And
Thank
after all
you.
this is over, you got anything to promote? You got anything going on? Come back and talk to us about it.
I will. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.